is going on? What's going on, Foodie Gang? Alright, we're gonna cook. For real, for real. I didn't make the food yet. I was waiting on y'all. But Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the channel, and get you a membership. Today, we are making smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. Keeping it real simple for today. And I know I'm still on breakfast since 11:25. The girl moving slow. I told y'all the other day I hurt my knee, but I want to cook for y'all. We have not been doing a lot of cooking content, so we finna get back into it. And I know what y'all gonna say. Where your sunglasses at? Okay, when I cook, I don't like to wear the sunglasses. I put them on when I'm sitting here. So I'm gonna take y'all over to the kitchen. I got my water here, and it's hot. That's probably why I've been moving slow. I'm hot. My knee hurt. Everything going on. But we can finna make some food today. Before we get started, I am gonna wash my hands. I know I'm over here touching my face and all that stuff. Um, we're gonna do smoked sausage and mozzarella mini quesadillas. They are gonna be so cute. They're gonna be so yummy. And I have some leftover salsa that I got from this Mexican restaurant. So we're gonna put that together. Let me take y'all over to the stove. We're also gonna make some coffee. We're gonna make some coffee. And I know my live streams, I've been looking at my cooking live streams have been so long because I will sit down, I will be talking and all that stuff. So shout out to the Foodie Gang for watching the content. Okay, can y'all see the stove? There we go. So I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay, so, ooh, I almost hit something. Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, so we're gonna make some mini quesadillas. We have some of these that we gotta use up. So we got some tortillas right there. And then I have my ingredients already prepped out for you guys. Okay, so this is some leftover smoked sausage that I made. Remember when I made the scramble? Well, I had some sausage that I cut up that I saved. So we're gonna use it today. Let me not drop this. Okay. We're gonna put some orange bell pepper. We got some smoked sausage, and we got our mozzarella cheese here. Very, very simple breakfast. Or you can even eat this for lunch if you want to. You can put some hash browns on the side or some breakfast potatoes. But we're gonna just keep it really simple. We're just making the quesadillas. Okay, y'all? So, easy food to make. And then, this smoked sausage has been one of my favorites since I've been here. I really, really like it. So the first thing, this burner doesn't work, so I'm going to use this. Hey, Stitch, happy birthday. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our peppers and our smoked sausage on. We don't want to cook it a lot. We just want it to be kind of warm and soft, or the peppers to be soft when we put them in our quesadillas. So I'm going to turn this back pan on. Probably to like a 5 or 6. I got a little bit of olive oil right here. Put some in there. And we're going to keep our seasonings for this very simple too. Everything is going to be simple. Y'all know I be chefing it up. But you guys at home, like every meal that you make, you ain't going to want to chef it up. Hey, Breeze. What's going on, Breeze? Breeze, we over here making a real simple little breakfast. We got smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. I almost forgot what I was cooking. Ooh, I'm tired, y'all, and I ain't had my coffee. And it's like 11, it's almost 11:30. I have been sleeping really good, which is good for me because it's been hard to get rest after my surgery. So the fact that I am like sleeping so good is actually a good thing. Because I could only like sleep like 4 to 5 hours after I had my surgery. And so now I'm getting some good, like some good deep sleep, feeling well rested, which is good for me. Okay. Look, Rich, I can do whatever the heck I want to do. I'm just big. I can put mozzarella in a quesadilla. But honestly, the only reason why I'm using mozzarella is because that's all that there is. I would normally use Fiesta Mexican cheese, like a cheddar blend, but all I got is mozzarella. So, you know. So, but I can do whatever I want to do. I said Big Bang, my channel. Bro, the Italians, when they came in here when I was making spaghetti, they were so mad at me because when black people make our spaghetti, we mix it all into one pot. And I crack my noodles in half so that's easier for my daughter to eat. They was like, you can't do that. I was like, look, I can do whatever the hell I want. I'm not Italian. I don't gotta abide by the rules. They was mad as hell at me though. I would tell people, look, cooking is the type of thing where you can make it how you like. Christmas, so I do that. Do y'all make spaghetti in one pot or y'all keeping it separate? And recently, I just came from work, had a full truck today, so I'm exhausted. Breeze be working hard. And y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel. He be over there going hard on his live stream. But yeah, I mix my spaghetti in one pot, but I don't got fucking time. I do one pot. But when I did that, the Italians was like, I can't watch. I'm like, well, I'm not holding nobody hostage here. Like, okay. But I was like, I'm not Italian. I don't have to follow these rules. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. That's how they grew up with their spaghetti being separated. And they don't crack their noodles in half. So when they saw me doing that, they definitely felt some type of way. Um, but one thing that we have to realize about food is everyone is different. You know, like there are no real rules into food, in my opinion, besides wash your hands, be sanitary. So I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in here. Yeah, it's like y'all trying to make me follow Italian rules. Y'all don't look. But they were like, this is so cringeworthy. Like they're just was tripping out. But there are people in my chat who were like, I do my spaghetti in one pot. You know what I'm saying? And this is I have some adobo here, some Goya adobo and smoked black pepper. And then Bree said I don't crack my noodles though. I crack my noodles when I'm making pasta for the little one because it's easier for her to eat. And for me as well, like it's easier to eat. But Chiba was telling me, and I never saw smoked black pepper until I came out here. So I'm gonna have to get some of this. El Chiba was telling me they make noodles that are already pot size, and I've never seen those before. A little bit of Goya adobo seasoning, not too much, because the smoked sausage really already got flavor. But you know, gotta season your food. So important, so important. People season your food out here. They got a whole seasoning aisle in the store. There is no reason why people are only using salt and pepper. It's like there's a whole world of seasoning. So what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna make my coffee, but I'm not gonna drink it until I don't know. It's weird for me. Sometimes I like to drink the coffee with the food, and sometimes I'll eat and then drink coffee. It's weird. But how y'all doing today? Did y'all already eat today? Where y'all at with the eating schedule? You know, when I wake up, it honestly takes me a while before I even feel hungry. We got the tortillas over here. My daughter, Bree said my daughter saw Lady and the Tramp, so they never let me crack them in. They like slurping them along. That's so cute. That's so cute. I love that movie. I think one year for Valentine's Day, I made spaghetti. Because that movie, like, you just never... There are just some scenes in some movies that are just so iconic that you never forget the scene. And I don't think anybody will ever forget that scene where the two dogs were slurping the noodles. and then they met in the middle. Like, that was just so freaking cute. Now, in real life, people are throwing food at each other. You know, some people get along. Not everybody beefing. But there are some people out here really, really beefing with others. Okay. So we got that going. Then, this stove is weird. Like, this first burner doesn't work. So I think what I'm going to do, or I might just do like this and do the quesadillas up here. We are still in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, okay, Bree said I made some kale. I was thinking, like, how do you make kale? But you're saying, like, you cooked it on the stove. Okay. Y'all, it's too early for this. Y'all need to be descriptive. What did you put in the kale? Bree said he down there with the white folks eating kale. Bree, let me find out. Let me find out you finna switch teams and get you a Becky. You over there eating kale. Let me find out. Y'all remember that song? I think it's by Adobo. I wonder what happened to him. Restart made it as unhealthy as possible. Did you put bacon in it? Oh, you couldn't find no collards? Dang! That's crazy. Kale and collard greens and turnip greens, I think they call it, taste totally different. And at Reese, I put pigtails in it. Was it good? Did it kind of like remind you? And I put some olive oil in here and let this pan heat up. And then I wish I had my square flat pan where I could do like 4 mini quesadillas at a time. But this is what I have. This is what we gotta, work with. Or I wish I had a griddle. Because then if I had a griddle, I be trying to cook and get everything done as fast as possible. So I gotta make one mini quesadilla at a time. That's okay though. Sometimes you gotta like cook on what you have. Like there's some people who be cooking outside. Or when you're camping, you gotta do what you got. What's up, El Cheapo? Good morning, El Cheapo. Today we're making smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. Breeze already told me I'm breaking the food rules. But all I have is mozzarella cheese right now. But normally I would do Mexican cheese. Oh, you guys, so yesterday I went to the hair store. And I'll tell y'all, the hair store down here is a good deal. They have everything in there for the low. That's what I'm talking about. I got some earrings for me and Ava. We got some scrunchies. And what I'm going to do is when we go to our next spot, which we are relocating tomorrow. But before we get to Vegas, I'm going to braid her hair and give her singles back. Because that's what she really wants is her singles. I'm going to braid her hair, give her singles, and I'll let her pick out her own hair color. You guys, let me tell y'all, everything I think was about $40. If we was in Alaska, all we would have got is weave, and that's it. We would not got no little, like, barrettes, earrings, all that, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, the hair store down here is cool. Because you get a whole bunch of stuff for a really good price. So we're going to put a little bit of mozzarella cheese in there. And then that's the coffee pot that in the background. And then, can y'all see it on me okay? Can y'all see, when I get home, I got my ring light. So when I'm in the kitchen, I'll have really, really great lighting. And then I'm going to put a little bit of my filling in the inside. the peppers and the smoked sausage. And then keep in mind, there's like a pepper stuck to this. Keep in mind that you are going to fold this over. So you don't need a lot of, Breeze, what you talking about out here? Breeze is always on the FBA, black man, black empowerment. Breeze said we under attack. Yes, I believe that, Breeze. Okay, Breeze is gonna let us know. Y'all not finna talk about us like that. We ain't did nothing. I'm gonna put a little napkin down so my case is on slide. Hey, Ava. Oh, Ava got some earrings too from the hair store. Ava, I was telling them how
I got
you guys can't really see them right here. Maybe when we sit down. And I got some little hoops.
I got like little die. These are just some of my earrings. I got like lots of cute earrings.
Yeah, she did. And we're going to do her hair before we go out to Vegas. And y'all know I got some hoops. So I only brought one pair of earrings out here. And I was so sick of wearing that one pair of earrings. I actually threw them away. Because it's like, you know, this costs some jewelry. Yeah, I don't even buy real jewelry because I always lose it. But, aww. Hey, Emperor, how you doing? Coming through with the breaking news. Somebody, Georgie Armani, passed away at 91. You did 3 of each? You need my water over there? Yeah. You did 3 of each? Did you get good scores or 50%?
Yeah, I got good scores.
I don't even believe it. I check it, but don't even worry about me. Don't even worry, baby. Whatever you telling me, I'm going to verify, okay? See, I'm about to burn my food talking to Ava. She over here talking about... Okay, so Ava's doing homeschool. And I'm trying to get her to kind of get out of vacation mode a little bit. Because, honestly, she would be in school right now. So, I'm having her wake up in the morning, get dressed, you know what I'm saying, work on her schoolwork and all that stuff. Because honestly, if we were at home or she was in school, she would already be dressed and all that stuff. I know that's right, Emperor. He said I'm a Jones and a damn good one. Hey, Truth, how you doing? We just over here cooking, and Ava's over here telling me how she got all her schoolwork done, and she did good on all her little subjects, and we finna find out. And then I'm making some, ooh, that's hot. Smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. We got a little bit of cheese. I don't really need, I don't want a bunch of cheese on there, so I put cheese on like 3/4 of it. And then I'm going to put a little bit of my filling in there. But how's everybody doing today? What are y'all eating today? And then I got my little filling right here. Orange bell peppers and smoked sausage. Is that G Honda? G Honda, what's going on? There is no onions in today's meal, okay, G Honda. So we should not hear nothing from you about these onions. Woo, man, when you be cooking down in the South, it's hot. It's hot. I guess I gotta get used to it if I'm talking about moving here one day. It's hot. Okay, I need to put cheese on the whole quesadilla so that it seals better. Got one of our little mini quesadillas. I'm gonna put it on our plate right here. Can y'all see the plate? And I wanted to make 4, but I might just make 3. Let's see how much stuff we got. Okay. Y'all can't really see the plate too well, but here we go. Little quesadillas. What did y'all eat though today? Did y'all eat anything today? What do y'all got going on out there, Foodiegang? I think I'm just gonna make 3. The only reason why I be cooking such big meals is because it looks better when it's on camera. When you have a lot of food, I think it looks better because then you take one bite and it's all gone. But I'm just gonna make 3 of these and we just gonna be done because your girl hot. It's hot out here. Okay, Emperor be having his whole regimen planned out about what he finna eat. Okay, so when I'm in Alaska, I like to plan, like when I go grocery shopping, so I'll kind of plan out what I'm gonna cook. But I'm on vacation right now, surprise vacation, so it's like I kind of gotta cook what is available, if that makes sense. Or what, cause like I'm not doing all the shopping. I did go to the store the other day, but I'm not doing all the shopping, so it's like when I cook, they kind of be like pop-up meals. Because I gotta cook what is available. So I gotta make it do what it do. But I've been coming out with some really great creations. And I always do. In Alaska, we have a lot of mosquitoes, but out here, bro, I don't know what type of critters be crawling around. It's just so disgusting. Emperor said, well, you get to clown tonight. Emperor, who are you talking to? Okay, so that one. So these are smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. Let me hit it with the little cheese on top. I'm going to scoot y'all back a little bit so y'all can kind of see the tacos a little bit better. I cannot wait till I get better lighting. I never understood why people have like ring lights or why people be wearing shades sometimes. That's because the lights be super, super bright just to make sure that you get that good image. You know? Let me get some more cheese. Ava, can you hang my shades now? I don't want to ask this girl to hang my shades earlier. She like, I'm doing my schoolwork. So there we go. Y'all, we got the quesadillas. And this time, last time I made nachos, I totally forgot about salsa. I got salsa this time. Thank you. You good? What you got going on? Nah, I know you lying. I know you lying. I got salsa this time though. I ain't gonna forget. I was kind of mad about those nachos, because I totally forgot about salsa until someone said it. But this time I got salsa from the Mexicanos. I got some homemade salsa, some Verde here that I know is gonna be good. So I'll put that right there. I got a red salsa too, but that red salsa be hot. So I might put it on the plate so it can look pretty, but that red salsa be hot. I got the red one here too. This the hot one. There's a person who's always in the chat who always asks me about hot food. I hope that that person shows up today because I'm eating some salsa, some hot food today. So here we go, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna get y'all moved over to the table. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna chill. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. We sit up here and talk forever. People be mad. So, smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. Let me get y'all moved over to the table. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Y'all hit the like button. I got 6 likes or 5 likes. 16 y'all in here. Y'all up in here pocket watching. Doing weird stuff. Them breakfast nachos was so fire. I gotta work on my recipes. I wish I had a pencil. I don't like writing my recipes in my book with the pen because then I can't erase. But those freaking breakfast nachos were delicious. They were so freaking good. I would definitely make that again. For real, for real. And y'all know, hold on. Cause I used to be sitting up in here. Oh. But them breakfast nachos was fire. Okay? Really, really good. All I needed to add to it was some salsa or some sour cream. That was the only thing. But as far as the flavor goes, the flavor was flavoring, okay? The flavor was there. And I'm making those again. And I'm going to add the sour cream and salsa. I didn't even make a cheese sauce. I just put the cheese on there. But it needed some type of like sauce. And no, I don't have Bell's palsy. I am just had brain surgery 2 months ago. And so it takes time. But if somebody does have Bell's palsy, instead of you guys talking about them, you guys should encourage them to keep working. Because anybody at any point in time could fall ill and be sick. So you know what I'm saying? So be mindful of the things you say and what you use your tongue for. Because you could be talking about somebody and then you could fall ill with that same situation. So, you know, y'all need to be humble out here. Stop being so mean to people. If somebody does have Bell's palsy, why don't you send up a prayer for them instead of sitting around talking about them? And there's this other content creator that I watch, Street Media TV. He has this program where he takes out, I think it's called Urban Nerds. He takes out young boys and he was talking to the camera and he was like, you could tell, okay, all right, Amber, you could tell he was a little bit insecure about his face. And he was like, does my face look okay? You know, I have Bell's palsy earlier this year, so my face is paralyzed on the right side, or right or left. And And I was like, you know, my face is paralyzed too. I know exactly what you're going through. So it's just like, if he had never told me that or never said that, I never would have known he had Bell's palsy. I was just thinking, okay, something, you know what I'm saying? But you just never know what somebody's going through. It can happen to anybody, which is why I say some of y'all need to humble yourselves and stop acting like you better than the next person, because any person could fall ill, wake up one day with Bell's palsy. You know what I'm saying? And then if somebody is on here going through a medical condition and they're still making content, I think that person should be applauded for not giving up. There are some people who scared to even come on here. Okay, y'all, I'm almost done my pictures. There's some people who scared to even show their face and they ain't got nothing wrong. So the fact that people is pulling up here with paralysis on one side of their face and still making content, that needs to, in my mind, that needs to be congratulated. But y'all love to hate on people. y'all be hating on people like it's going somewhere. Like, look. Okay. But anywho, we got smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. I put a little bit of orange bell peppers in there as well, and we have some verde. I have the red salsa, but the red salsa is hot, so I put it off to the side. I just really wanted to get it for the picture. But yeah, y'all love to hate on people. It's y'all be hating on people like y'all getting paid for it or something. Like it's y'all job. Uh, but shout out to the moderators and the members of this channel. Let's go ahead and pray before we dig in. Dear Lord Heavenly Father, thank you for this food. Thank you for the hands I made it, everything that you have continued to do, and everything, you know, that you have in store for us. We thank you so much, Father God. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yeah, y'all be hating on people. Bro, I was up here on Christmas, right? I did a live show on Christmas. They was in the chat trolling. I'm like, take your ass to bed. Go to bed. It's Christmas. And you're out here trolling people. Come back tomorrow. We're not going nowhere. Like, you don't have to do this. I'm like, crazy. This is so good. Right, banging on Christmas is filthy work, and I troll extra hard on Jesus' birthday too. Yeah, like you don't have to do this out here. You could be doing. I'm using it right now, Eva, for my live stream. Watch the computer. Hey, we got YouTube on the TV and the laptop. It's gonna come after my phone. But I like to I have my phone in case the trolls do stuff out, or we see somebody, or I'll be looking up stuff. Yes, LT, but I'm actually doing really good as far as my recovery. And that's why when people say stuff to me, I feel some type of way about it, because it's just like, I'm secure in who I am. I'm okay. I'm not hiding behind nothing. But my thing is this: there are people who are really out here going through medical emergencies or having something going on with them medically. And I just think it's so sad that the world is so loves to look down on people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been in rehab. I've been in the hospital. I've seen people that's really going through some stuff. And people are just so mean. And it's just crazy to me. And it's like, y'all better be humble. Because you can be talking about somebody go outside and get hit by a car. I ain't saying I'm wishing that on you, but I'm just saying. You need to humble yourself. And then no, we ain't gonna have that up in here today or no day. Keep it moving. Yeah. And then there are like thousands of people who have like seizures, strokes. Like it can happen to anybody. Is my thing. And it's like, when did people get so like uppity? And if you see somebody with one leg, are you gonna point and stare? No. You should not do that. You need to treat people like they're a regular person, whether they have a disability or not. So I'm sticking up for those people that can't talk for themselves. Cause I'll cuss you out real quick. No, I'm sorry. Do y'all not have parents or someone that you know that is in a wheelchair or has a disability, has had a seizure or stroke before, some type of condition? It's like, where is the empathy at? Like, God damn, y'all are mean out here for no reason. It's really crazy. But yeah, I'm sticking up for those people because I'll cuss you out real quick, okay? And honestly, there's another content creator that I met when I first started content creating. He's actually blind. And I cannot remember his name, but he's a blind content creator. And he actually has a YouTube channel. And I was just so fascinated and very, it made me thankful. Like when I see people that are in worse or medical shape or have some type of condition going on, it actually makes me thankful for everything that I do have going on in the way it has gone. But I was just so fascinated, like how can you be a blind content creator? But he's out here doing his thing. And I think instead of us looking down on these type of people, we actually need to take that into our own lives and like, hey, if you can do that blind, or if you can do that when you have seizures or strokes, or when you have had brain surgery or heart surgery and you're still out here making content, then me as an able-bodied person needs to be quiet and needs to be humble, is what I think. Because if there's people out here with disabilities making it happen with the content, there's no reason why there should be so much crying among able-bodied people that don't have any type of condition going on. So that's what I think. This Verde. These are so good, y'all. Mm-mm. It's so good. Okay, we got smoked sausage, mozzarella quesadillas, And we put a little bit of orange bell pepper in there just because I had some in the fridge. And the orange bell pepper is just kind of giving it that sweet kick. In addition to the smoke flavor, put a little bit of salt and pepper and a little bit of Goya adobo seasoning. These are delicious, and I'm gonna try my best to get better at giving y'all the recipes, even when I make up stuff like this on the spot, because it just be so good. You know what's crazy? When I be cooking, y'all be having so much to say out in the chat. And then when I sit down, I don't know why I got nothing to say. Like, what? Woo! See, this Verde is like spicy, but it's not overly spicy in my opinion. Like, you can taste the flavor. I don't like this red one over here. To me, the red one's just hot. You don't really taste the flavor. You don't taste no type of peppers, nothing. It's hot. The Verde, you can actually taste the flavors. And it got a little spice to it, in my opinion. Because y'all know I don't like spice like that. Mm-hmm. I know you, people. People the type to travel with some hot sauce in their purse. Y'all ever seen them people who be like, okay, I know somebody in my food group on Facebook, Foodiegang fan page, where she said that she travels with all these different hot sauces and spices. I'm like, bro, you gotta do all that. You might as well just cook your own food. But she is white, so she probably be going to white people events where the food is not good. So I feel her, but she said she got hot sauces, seasoning. All right, no worries, Emperor. I know that y'all got y'all lives, and I just be happy that when I do go live, that y'all show up. Cause I know y'all be busy. I'll be busy. Well, not now. I ain't really doing much these past 2 months. Well, ever since I had my brain surgery, I really haven't been doing that. Nothing. I just been resting and recovering. Um, let's see what's that I used to with Tabasco. Okay, so I'm not really a hot sauce person, but I like cooking with Tabasco, and I'll put red hot on my chicken, and sometimes on the top of my food. But I think Tabasco is like really good when you're making collard greens. Gotta have that Tabasco. There's a bunch of different hot sauces, and they all taste different. Like, I don't, like, I like Verde for, like, nachos, tacos, and, like, quesadillas like this. Um, when I do my enchiladas, I will do a green chili sauce, but it's not, like, straight up Verde. They're different. But yeah, I think different hot sauces for different purposes. You know, like, I feel like Red Hot, like, when I make my buffalo wings, I'll use Red Hot, like the buffalo kind. But Red Hot to me tastes better on top of stuff instead of as opposed to cooked in with it. But when you ain't got a lot of hot sauces and you want to add a little bit of, you know, hot, spicy or food, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, I used to have this ex that loved spicy food. I'm talking about when he would cook. I'm like, bro, don't make my food like that. When he would cook, he would put so much cayenne pepper in the food, it would be like red. I don't know how to time like, bro, don't make my food like that. So then he started using hot sauce to put on top of his food. He would put so much, and then right after he would eat, he would immediately have to go to the bathroom. Like, bro, this, I don't get how that's enjoyable. If it's so hot, you crying, your nose is running, your stomach hurt, like that to me is too much. But that's how I like this food. Hot. Mm. We did that. Okay, now my eye is running a little bit. So, woo, that was hot for me. I know y'all, people that like spice, that was nothing, but that was hot for me. Okay, okay. Woo. I think after we eat, the hardest part is to not lay down. So yesterday I went to Publix with Ava, and I did a live stream there. And when she ate, she was like, "I'm ready to go." I'm like, what? When I eat, I like to like sit down for a while and let my food go down. I don't just like to get up and go, and I like to sit. Y'all know how I do. I like to sit down, wait, let the food digest. I don't be in no rush, but see, that's why when I be doing my live streams, y'all would just see me a lot of the times, cause people eat. They think I eat slow, which y'all probably will agree with. But I like to, make a whole moment. I like to enjoy my food. I don't be in no rush. A lot of people, when they eat, they're done. They want to get up out of the table or off the table or get away from the table and they go do other stuff. I kind of like to sit, wait, think about what I just ate. I go into a whole speech. I take my time, and people be like, "Why don't you eat fast?" I'm like, "Well, this is my content. Once I eat the food, then wait. Once I cook the food, then wait." And I like to let my food digest. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Now, when I be at home, I do be having like stuff to do because Ava be having gymnastics and stuff. Yeah. As she was saying, think about what you just ate. It's funny, laugh out loud. Yeah, I like to think about what I just ate. I think about the whole thing. I'm like, okay, I gotta clean the kitchen. Let me think. But Ava, so when we went to Publix yesterday, she was like, she ate her food and was like, "Can we go?" I'm like, damn, I ain't even get started. My other Publix live streams I did was 2 hours. But the one with her, I think was like 50 minutes. But it had started pouring down rain out of nowhere. So in my mind, I'm not in a rush to go outside and get hit by the rain. And then we wanted to go to the hair store. So I'm thinking like, okay, let's sit here for a little bit and let's see if it stops raining. And she gonna lay down in the bench like. But after she ate her food, she forced me to share all my desserts with her while she ate her desserts by herself. Um, I was trying to at least go to 1 hour, but I think we went to like 50 minutes. So finally ate my food. We had to get up out of there because Ava was tired. When you eat somewhere with kids, you got to dine and dash. That's another reason why y'all don't see a lot of family live streams. With like the family, they eat and they get the hell on. Me, I'll eat and I'll be sitting here. I'll sit here so long. By the time I'm done, it be lunchtime. But yeah, I think about what I just ate. People just cook, eat their food, and move on to the next meal. No, I want to think about it. Like, dang, what could I have done differently? But yeah, that's why y'all see me and only me in a lot of the live streams. People eat and they get the hell on. I be sitting here talking and all that stuff. But yeah, so after Publix, they had a beauty store. And I have been seeing a lot of beauty stores and hair stores in ATL, but we have not had the opportunity to go inside of one. So we went inside of one, and I just decided that I'm gonna redo Ava's hair and give her braids back because I know how to braid. It only gonna take me 1 day, and then the singles they do get nappy, but they don't get nappy as fast as the cornrows do. The cornrows, if she going down water one time in Vegas, the cornrows gonna be nappy. So we're gonna do singles. I let her pick out her own hair. I said, Ava, you can pick out any hair you want. Make sure I got a detangler El Cheapo because she was crying when I was combing her hair out. So I was like, okay, let me get a detangler. That'll make it a little bit better when I gotta comb her hair out. She gonna come back with some black and blonde hair. I'm like, you don't want no colors? She's like, no. I'm like, ain't that about something? But she got some hair. We got some bow reds, some earrings, and all that stuff. So it was good. And the total wasn't that bad at all either. I'm like, dang, I wish we had hair stores like this. Where I'm at. If we would have all that stuff in Alaska, they'd be like $80. And they try to tell you ain't no sales tax in Alaska. Yeah. That's because y'all done worked it into the prices. In my opinion, y'all done worked it into the prices, so now everything's high as hell. Okay, so I didn't do the Bantu knots, my hair. I was tired last night, and I'm gonna wash my hair tomorrow. I'm gonna wash my hair. I like to wash my hair like every like 3 or 4 days, especially when I'm out here. I like, yeah, definitely like to wash my hair. I don't know. I just feel like when you have dreads, it starts like smelling, smelling weird and all that. Now, when I twist my hair, I'll wait like a week and a half or 2 weeks. Um, and then we're gonna go to the new place tomorrow around like 3:30. Around like 3:30. We're gonna see, what it's looking like. I am planning on cooking when I get to that new spot. I really want to do this Western burger for the 6K celebration. We did a celebration, but we did not cook. We gotta cook. I can't lie, that's why I wouldn't date a man with dreads. I'm scared their dreads would smell. And they get so mad at me when I say dreads, because I'm supposed to say locks, but y'all bear with me. There was this man, speaking of which, there was this man that I used to talk to who was hella fine back in Alaska. And he had long dreads. And sometimes they would kind of smell. But I do agree with the long dreads. So, and sometimes people that can't twist their own hair up or do their own locks, they're going to stink. But I think at the same time, like men with locks are very attractive. I like locks. Like, I help you wash them. I help you wash them, but when you walking around here 3 months without a retwist, that you should be ashamed of yourself. Give me a shiny ball, man, so I can kiss on it. You know what? My dad and a lot of my family members are bald. So I actually don't want a bald man because it reminds me of my dad, my family members. But I realize that if Breeze is still here, he's going to be mad when I say this. I realize that a lot of black men be going bald in their 30s. So if I have to take a bald head, I'll take a bald head. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, I'm not one of the people that be like, oh, he dark skinned. I don't do dark skins. Like I'm not that stuck up. Like you know what I'm saying? But bald head reminds me of my dad. I don't like it, but I realize I'm getting older, and it might come down to me having to get with a grandpa. So, and I realize a lot of people be going bald in their 30s, sometimes in their 20s. But if you're out here in Atlanta, you can get a man unit. I don't know if they call it a man unit, but Safari from Love and Hip Hop and Tory Lanez, how they be getting their hair put on and it looks like a fade. You can get one of them things. I'm like, okay, yo, like, it's amazing what they have figured out with weave. I never would have thought you could have put hair on a bald-headed person, but you can, and it's kind of it's fascinating to me. Um, but one thing I would say, I'm glad that I have locks now, and I don't even gotta worry about all that stuff. I just wake up, my hair already done. I don't gotta worry about. I go to the hair store for Ava and I give her her braids. I think Ava, like, she, in my opinion, I would not lock up her hair because I think she's kind of young. But I'm okay with just doing one hair. Like, I don't mind doing Ava's hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll braid her hair up. Y'all see how I be doing Ava's hair. But, in my opinion, I would not lock her hair up because I want her to be older before she decides that. Hey, Mo Love, how you doing, girl? Girl, we talking about bald-headed men. My love, do you want a bald-headed man or do you want a man with some hair and some locks? El Cheapo said she want a bald head so she can kiss on it. And I said, that's all I said. I don't mind if a man is bald. It just is that it reminds me of my dad and like his brothers and his side of the family. It just reminds me too much. I'm okay with some dreadlocks. I love locks, dreads, y'all know whatever they call. I'm okay with that. But people were saying that sometimes the locks be stinking, and I have experienced that. When they got long locks, and you know, sometimes people don't be locking up their own hair. They gotta wait till they go to the shop, and maybe they ain't got no money. Times is hard. They do get to stinking, but at the same time, you gotta take care of your hair. Some people don't. So she said she wanted a bald headed man so she can kiss on his head. I like the locks. I like the hair. Now, when you got them braids, you got them jailhouse braids with them beads on it, that's you need to grow up. You just need to grow up, in my opinion. But everybody's different. Somebody will love your jailhouse braids with beads on it. In my opinion, that is a very kid-like hairstyle. But you know what? You gotta let people be who they want to be. You can't talk about nobody's hair. They get real. You know, you can't tell nobody their hair stank. They get real mad about that too. Um, but you should not. If you have dreads and they're not locked, I feel like you should be washing them like, at least once a week. Girl, I don't know where he went, but he wasn't. Y'all was up in. They was up in when I was cooking, and she said, "Hell no, we ain't got going no braids and beads." Yeah, y'all. 40-year-old people walking around out here with braids and beads on. And sometimes people put the beads on to like stretch the hair out so it can grow. I just don't like it. I don't like the braids and beads. Like that's what I would do for Ava's hair. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for the kids. You know, at some point you just need to grow up. And then if you got less than 10 dreadlocks, I can't. I can't even do it. Okay, so we cooked earlier in the beginning of this live stream. We made smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. Now we're just sitting around talking. Now we sitting around talking. I'm finna get up and go make me some coffee soon. And so after I cook, I eat the food. We just sit around and talk. And we just talk about random stuff. I tell y'all about what I did for the day or what I did yesterday. And somebody will say something in the chat. We just be talking. Right, Foodiegang? We just be chilling and talking. But you know what's crazy? When I be doing my pre-recorded videos, they don't do well at all. They So I'm like, y'all must like me talking to y'all, cause y'all the only people that really be listening. Everybody else be looking at me like, you shut up. I'm like, no, I will not. I got something to say. One time I was at this restaurant in Alaska eating breakfast, right? It was a good little live stream right across from my house. Excuse me, y'all. It hurts to cough since I had my surgery. I'll be trying not to cough, not to sneeze. I don't be moving that fast. I don't be whipping my neck back and forth. All that's gonna take a while. But I was at this breakfast spot by my house, right? I ate my food when I was doing my live, and the woman gonna come and she gonna put her arm on the stool like this and just look at me. I'm just like, she wants me to leave because I've been here for too damn long. I done ate my food. I sat up here talking. She want me to leave. And she passed me the bill. And then she came back and put her arm on the chair. I was like, okay, Lee, I get it. Bro, you know I went home and started a new live stream because I wasn't done talking. I wasn't done talking. I do not like when people cut me off, and I get it. It's time for me to go. I did give him a little tip, but lady, I'm not done talking. Okay, I went home and I started another live stream. My love said Alaska sounds so good right now. It's 100 degrees in Texas. Ooh, girl, that'll give you the shakes. Somebody was like, come to Texas. I'm like, I don't know, bro. It sounds really, really hot out there. Well, love, in Texas, do they have AC in all of the buildings and the houses? Because that's one thing I would say about the South, well, not all places, but most places will have AC. That hotel I was in, Alabama, was dirty. I don't know why they didn't have the AC running in the room continuously, but we had to turn the AC on. And then in the hotel, they didn't have the AC on, they had the fans going. Maybe they were trying to save money. I get it, but bro, it's hot as hell in here. Like, there's no point in saving money if you're gonna pass out and not be here to enjoy the money that you saved. But yeah, 100 degrees. Ooh, that's the best time for me to go back to Alaska. I do want to move to the south, or I want to move somewhere. And she said, laugh aloud. Yes, they do. We would not survive without it. I was talking to this. When I went out to Publix and I was on my way home, I was talking to this Uber driver. You know, sometimes the Uber drivers will talk, sometimes they won't. I think it's kind of depending on how the vibe is. Because sometimes I'll be like, nigga, I need to think. I can't even talk right now. But he was asking me about Alaska, and I was telling him, I was like, the way that you guys have AC and how it's absolutely necessary, that's how the heat is to us. That's how it is having heat. If your heat goes out in your house in the middle of winter, you can't stay there or you will die. You have to check into a hotel. They have to immediately come and fix your heat because that could be a lawsuit. Like, straight up. The heat is very, it's well, I don't know how you say that word, but it's necessary. Like, the heat has to be working. If the heat don't work, you gotta get out of there. You're gonna freeze to death. Bro, one time, so Kiki used to work on the slopes. And when she was gone, I think her heat had went out. So when she got back to her apartment, and when the slopes is like, you do 2 weeks on and then 2 weeks off. And it's like the oil fields up in Alaska. So I think her heat went out or something had happened to her heat. So when she got back to her apartment after being gone for those 2 weeks, tell me why her carpet was frozen. Because there was no heat in her house or in her apartment and it was the middle of winter. It was something like that. And I think that she was able to like turn it back on or get it fixed, but the carpet was frozen. Like, that's how serious the heat is. If your heat stops working in your house, you have to get out of the house and you have to go to a hotel or you have to call maintenance immediately and they got to send somebody out there immediately. There is no like, oh, we'll come by next week. No, no, you won't. You ain't gonna kill me. Yeah, the heat got to be going all the time. And then in the summertime, you can turn the heat off. It's not that serious. But in the winter, you need heat. That's the same way it is for the AC. When you get up to 100 degrees, when you get up to 90 with that humidity, you gotta have AC. And if you don't have AC, you gotta relocate. You can't stay there no more. You gotta get, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no joke. But yeah, the heat is very serious. But he was asking me about Alaska. He was yeah. But you know what? I like uh the Ubers. I just like the black excellence aspect of being in the South. Like I've seen a lot of people that look like me, and I'm not used to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to like I ate with gymnastics. I think there's probably like two other black families. So I'm used to like being the only one. Like when I hang out with my mom friends, I'm the only one. Okay, it looked like an episode of Get Out, but I'm the only one. But when I come down here, it's like there's a lot of people that look like me now. With all that being said, I have not gone to the areas. I have not gone to the hood and all that. Look, that ain't got nothing to do with me. At 83 degrees, but let me see what the okay, so the weather on my phone will tell you the temperature, and it'll also tell you what it feels like. Okay, that's 84 degrees. Feels like it's not going over 85 today, which is great. I'm glad. I don't want to see no triple digits. None of that stuff. But I have not gone to the areas where there's a lot of crime and it's like the hood. You see the people riding down the streets in the pimped out cars. I have not been to that part, and I don't need to go see that part. I want to see the black people that lawyers and attorneys. I want to see the good stuff. I don't need to see that type of stuff. I need to know I'm gonna make it out of ATL. I don't need to be going around people toting guns and all. I don't look. I'm good. Y'all can keep that over there. Uh, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want to see no street racing. Is anybody here gonna do any live streams today? Do y'all got any live streams plans? Anything going on? My hair is like making me mad because I don't know why it's like doing this. Where it's all sticking up. It's crazy. I tell you, when you have dreads, I feel like sometimes no matter what, they're just gonna do what they do. Like no matter what you do, they just gonna do what they do. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm trying to get to the part where it shows me the news. And then more or less, I have one Sunday night. I may start going live randomly sometimes. You know what? It's so weird. Sometimes I plan them out. Sometimes I just go live randomly. It kind of seems like the random ones do a little bit better. I don't know though. Cause you can plan it out and then something happens at the last minute. But I like your live streams, Mo Love, and I like F and M's. Like I like the God-based content. There's another content creator. I cannot remember his channel name, but he has God-based content, and what he does is he will talk about current events, and then he will relate them back to a scripture and will use that to teach the Bible. And I'm so mad I could not remember his content. It's weird because you could watch somebody's channel for a long, long time, and then out of nowhere you won't see it in your feed anymore or on your suggested, and so then you kind of like forget about that person's channel. But I used to watch his channel all the time, and he has some great content. And hopefully, I remember his name or he pops back up. And he's I think he's like in his 30s or 40s, but he used to be, one of the people running the streets. But then something happened. He said he wanted to change his life. He ended up getting married, and he did have a kid out of wedlock, I believe. But he changed his life around, came to God, has a really great channel. And I'm so mad I cannot remember his name, but he has some great content. And then he would, like I said, he would relate current events to a scripture in the Bible and use that moment to, or use that viral clip or whatever it was to teach. And it was just so great. And I'm so mad I can't remember his name. But like I said, it's weird on YouTube. You will watch somebody's content, right? And you'll see it in your feed all the time. And then out of nowhere, you won't see this person no more. Like, what the heck? But yeah, I could not remember his name. He has some good content. He had like 100,000 subscribers. He has some great content, but I never see him no more. Or what could happen too is that sometimes people take breaks where they stop making content, and I think because they're not making new content, you don't see it no more. But I hope that one day I find his channel, and if I do, I'm gonna share it on my wall. But yeah, I don't remember what his name was. And then there's so many different channels, it's like hard to remember. But yes, Mo Love, you should do something like that. Where he would take, say like the situation with Brittany Renner. He would take that video and replay the video and then find a scripture in the Bible that kind of goes with what's going on, and he would use that to teach. It was a great, I'm like, this is a great idea. Because some of y'all need help out here. But yeah, I hope I find that man's channel again. Because I haven't seen it in a while. But he has some great content. You know what happened? I started watching all this rapper beef, and I guess it filtered him out of my content. But yeah, he had great content. He would be like, look, see, this is what I'm talking about. But yeah, he had a great channel. I'm looking right now. I typed in God-based content. And it'd be like, one thing I do like about YouTube is that sometimes somebody would just randomly pop up on your feed when you're like scrolling. You're like, oh, let me check that out. And you watch it, you're like, this is tight. But yeah, I gotta start watching more God-based content to get my notification or get my feed right. Now I'm seeing all this beef with the Atlanta rappers. I'm like, bro, these people wasn't no good anyway from the get-go. So of course, it all came out in the wash. And these, how I always say new niggas, but y'all be getting mad when I say these YNs is turning out to be messier than the females, okay? It's like, whoo wee. But yeah, I was watching what was going on with the whole Brittany Renner thing, and I was like, this is crazy. And she said the YNs are out of control. They sure are. I call them new niggas. That's what I call them. But we talked about Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates before, and we was kind of wondering how long she was gonna keep on that hijab. Y'all, the hijab has come off. The halter tops and booty shorts seem like they have made their way back. There was this video that I watched where PJ Washington, I think that's his name, was coming to pick up the baby, right? This baby gotta be under, he looked like an arm baby still. Gotta be under the age of 3. He was crying when they came to pick up the, when he PJ came to get his son, baby was crying. And I just want to say, baby cried all the goddamn time. They never want to leave and they never want to go, in my opinion. And Brittany Renner and her mom was like, we're going to record this every time you come to pick him up and he's crying. I'm like, okay. Okay. I don't know what. People have this social media obsession where they think that social media really cares. They don't. I guess people want to go viral for content. So he was like, get my son, bro. He walked to the car and she was following him. And the mom was like, you don't even pay. You only send $11,000 to his bank account. And you want to give your new wife, I think it's just like 100. Hey, girl. We talking about Brittany Renner and PJ. And we made smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. But you know how we do. We cook, we eat, and then we talk, okay? So, they was like, you only gave the baby $11,000. Like, hold on. For a baby? $11,000? I think that was a good amount of money. And I don't think that... Like, it sounded crazy even the way it was said. It was like $11,000 for a kid. And they're like, when you gave... I think they said you gave your wife $100,000. Something stupid as hell. Yes. Hawk said she don't even do nothing with her man. See, this is what happens when you love the hoes. So they was like, you only gave the baby $11,000 and you gave her $100,000. I'm paraphrasing. I heard that 11 racks and I just, what? And then he was like, suck my dick. I don't know why you would be telling somebody's mom something like that. That was just the whole thing was weird. And then Hawk said, my wife come before all this. And the wife was in the front seat. And she started arguing with him too. I don't know. The whole thing was weird. I just feel bad for the kid because he's hearing all this. And social media is seeing all this. And Brittany Renner and her mom was dead wrong. PJ was wrong for what he said. You shouldn't even be saying that around your kid. And you shouldn't be telling somebody's mom to do that. It's weird. Yeah, social media needs to be banned. And you know how I think DDG and Holly have that thing in court where they can't put their son on social media? I believe it's something like that. That needs to happen with Brittany Renner's kid. Because that whole altercation, honestly, everybody there should be ashamed of themselves. The mom, shame. Brittany Renner, shame. PJ, shame. Wife, she get a shot. Because she wasn't acting crazy, but I get where she was coming from. She gets the SHA. She don't get the whole shame. But everybody in that situation acted very childish, in my opinion. And it all started with Brittany Renner's mom. And I say it started with her because she had Brittany Renner. So, of course, if her mom is that ghetto, then Brittany Renner is not going to fall far from the tree. When Brittany Renner had Kevin Gates, she wasn't even worried about PJ. But now she fumbled that bag and fumbled this bag. So she's very upset. And she thought she was going to get more money. And all she got, well, 11 racks is a lot of money. But not when you're trying to live her type of lifestyle. She thought everything was going to work out for her and it didn't. So now she's mad. And people, Dan Hawk said, people need to think before they start dropping it like it's hot. And Mo said, I need to catch up on that story. I know Freezy did something when it first happened, but I didn't really watch any of it until yesterday. I watched the video, so I was like, okay, I keep seeing her all on my timeline. Let me just go ahead and watch the video. Yeah, but for PJ to tell somebody's mom that, I don't know. That wouldn't have been my comeback. I don't know. Like that's I and you know what? If you can be with whoever you want to be with, but if you choose somebody who we all know ain't no good, then oh well. You know, there's nothing that we can say. But and then Hawk said, people think kids are patient. Yes, that's what she thought that kid was gonna be. That's what she thought her being with Kevin Gates was gonna do for her. The problem is when people chase money instead of actual relationships or I don't know, actually caring and loving people, when you're just chasing a check, a check, in my opinion, you're gonna end up in some crazy situations. Now, I guess she kind of got what she wanted because she wanted a little check and she got one off of that baby and all that. But it's just sad. I think you should actually love your kids, and you shouldn't be looking for your kids to be a paycheck. Just like crazy. And then you're doing all that arguing around the kid. It's crazy. I agree with you on that. They better sell their eggs if they want a paycheck, less stress. But you know, these people love the clout. They love the interviews. And you know they say clout is a drug. And that's very true. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to be everybody's fantasy and all that, look, I ain't got time for all that. All that arguing, all that stress, it's, you know. And then you gotta think, that's only what we saw. What is going on behind the scenes? And for the mom to even say a statement as stupid as, you only gave your kid $11,000. This little boy got to be 3 or 4. Maybe not even that, because he was being carried. I don't even think he could walk. What? I think we should be giving this man a pat on the back and a hand clap, because that's a lot more than a lot of people get for their kids. To all over the course of like years. He gave 11 racks in 1 month, and you're tripping? What? Hawk said, them kids don't need to see that, and once it's online, it doesn't lie. That's what somebody was saying, like, damn, your kid's gonna be able to go back and look at this. That's why I said, I think everybody should be ashamed of themselves, honestly. Even PJ's reaction to the mom, like, why would you tell somebody's mom that? What? That ain't even no comeback. That ain't even how you argue with nobody properly. Telling them to suck on you. It's weird. But it's sad because the kid is going to be able to grow up and see all that, and this kid is very young. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think that there are definitely more videos coming, more arguments that are gonna happen. I do not think that that was the first and last time we are gonna see them online acting a fool. I really don't. And I think that right there, to me, is the sad part. Is that nobody looks like they're done. And Hawk said you can't say nothing or undo nothing once it's done. Yes. And co-parenting is very hard. But once you say things, that's it. They're out there, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, after a while, when someone's making it that hard to come to your kid or to even swap the kid out, you're like, you know what? Let me just do this by myself, because you are just every time I want to pick my kid up or see my kid or we want to change the kid, we gotta argue. But it's always that one person in the relationship, in my opinion, who doesn't want to let go. or who feel some type of way about the relationship ending. But once you disrespect people time and time again, you just be done with them. You didn't want to go back. But Brittany Renner's mad because now she ain't got nobody. She thought Kevin Gates was gonna be it, but Kevin Gates is a clown, in my opinion. He's definitely a clown. Hawk said most of the time the dad be better off fighting for custody. Yeah, I wonder if there is a custody battle. I wonder if there is a custody battle. And then also, instead of him giving her the money directly, because you clearly don't fucking appreciate it, I'll fund that money to child support. Because I just gave this boy who's not even 5, probably can't even walk yet, 11K, and you got a problem with it? Get him on the line. We're going to court. I'm like, see, I would be, nope. You're not gonna take my money and spit on my money like it ain't good. I give that money child support, then they have to give it to you. Don't even call me no more. Do not. And then honestly, they're rich. Have somebody else go pick the kid up and bring him to you. I would never go around them people. I would not go to their house no more. I would have somebody else come pick the kid up. And Hoxter probably don't know ABC 1, 2, 3. Look, if it's different when you got money. Now, when you see poor people out here fighting, it's like, okay, they ain't got money. They can't afford to have a supervisor or to have a nanny. But y'all, PJ, it sounds like you guys don't have money. I would get me a nanny, or I would hire somebody to pick up the kid and bring them to me, and I would not deal with Brittany no more and her mom. I would also initiate custody, and instead of you giving that money to them directly because they got a big ass problem with it, I would give that money to child support, and the child support would give it to them. And it's sad when you have to get the courts involved, but sometimes it's necessary when you're dealing with someone like that. I think she got her mama in on it too. Mama, you should be ashamed. The mom was supposed to be the one that was supposed to sit there and be like, baby, don't do this. Don't do this. This ain't right. Instead, the mama was out there like this. We're recording you. We're recording you. It's like the mom was supposed to, the mom's acting like a friend. Yeah, I'll do everything through a court or a mediator. That's what I was looking for, a mediator. I would not be at that woman's door no more. You're not going to catch me on a Ring camera. You're not going to record me. You're not going to catch me up in nothing. And it sounds like he has a lot to lose also. Yeah, I wouldn't have my wife over there either. Because my wife be done snatched her up real quick. I would have a mediator ASAP. I'll never go back to that woman's door. And I'm not sending you no more money for my kid. Because you don't appreciate it. You got 11 racks for a toddler. Girl, you better be quiet. And you got a problem with that? But see, y'all, you know, the writing was on the wall about who she was. I didn't really know her. I didn't really know her. I heard her name before, but the men knew who she was. They knew what it was, but like Brandon said, I came up here. He said he drinking her bath water. So with that being said, as long as that continues, there is going to be men that are going to willingly walk into the trap. And we will pray for you, and we will be here when you come back out. Because, you know, yeah, tell me what the kid needs and I'll get it. And then guess what? PJ got some money. That kid's life is set up at his house. So what am I paying you for? See, I would get 50-50 custody. I'm petty like that. I would get 50-50 just so I could cut off the money that I owe you, and I would just get 50-50 custody. Nope, you ain't gonna get the money out of me. But what does that kid need? With $11,000? What? You can raise a kid off of two, not even 2 racks. I mean, like $11,000 in a month. Man, y'all better be careful out here what y'all got going on. You're popping babies and people like that. That's crazy. Girl, I wish I would have. I'm just playing. Yeah, cash register. They hear the chink chink signs when that baby come out the womb. Yep, just so I wouldn't have to pay her. And then if PJ ain't got time, get you a nanny. Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't even think, I'm not talking about bringing her in this parenting. I don't know that woman. I personally find it hard to believe that a woman like that is really taking care of your kids the way they need to be taken care of. Hey, Slim Jim, what's going on? Slim Jim, we made a smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadilla. We cooked, we ate, now we sitting up here talking about people. But I would get a nanny because I don't even feel like a woman like that is really going to teach my kid nothing. Yes, it was so good. It was really good. And thank you for sharing me out. Thank you for always supporting. Shout out to my Atlanta content creators. Y'all, it was freaking bomb. So I have some quesadillas, like some taco-sized quesadillas. I had some smoked sausages already cut up. That was like leftovers. So I cut up some orange bell peppers. And then I sauteed them up together. The smoked sausage and orange bell peppers with a little bit of smoked pepper, kosher salt, and Goya adobo seasoning. Fried that up a little bit, right? Then I got the tortilla and put it in the pan with a little bit of olive oil. Toasted it on one side, flipped it over, put the mozzarella cheese on it, and then I put a little bit of the filling, the smoked sausage and orange bell pepper on it. Let it cook, let the cheese melt, flipped it over. And then I had some Verde that I was dipping in. Y'all, it was so good. So good. So good. And that was just like a last minute off the top of the dome. I don't like to waste any food. So if I have leftovers or something that is about to expire, I will try to use it up before it goes bad. So you might as well. So it was so good. For lunch or dinner, probably just dinner. I want to make some fries, and then I have like these little crispy chicken patties. So I want to make a crispy chicken sandwich and some fries. But we'll see how I feel. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, we were talking about the whole Brittany Renner situation with PJ and all that's going on with that. Okay, y'all know I've been talking about the radioactive shrimp. They have expanded the recall. And Hawk said, right, I don't waste either. I'll freeze it before I waste it. Yes, I will. I do that too. I freeze it a lot. I'll put it in the fridge. And I'm like, okay, in my mind, I got to use the smoked sausages. Because when I make the scramble, I cut it up. And then it wasn't the scramble. It was the nachos that I made. I had some leftover smoked sausage from those. And so I don't like to waste. I try to use up my ingredients. And what I've learned is that when I go to the store, it's not a good idea to buy a whole bunch of vegetables at once, because then they're all going to go bad if you don't use them up. So when I go to the store, I'll get enough vegetables and fresh fruit for like the week. And then I'll come back. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to like buy a whole bunch of like fruits and vegetables, and then they would all go bad. And I'm like, "Ah, this is so dumb." So I see why people go to the store like once a week. Because you kind of have to kind of like get the fresh fruit. And I feel like the fresh vegetables in Alaska don't last as long. And Mo left said, "Yeah, I agree. They go bad so soon." Yeah, and I feel guilty when I'm like wasting food or when my food goes bad. I feel guilty. You know, I feel bad. So I'm like, okay. Because like, I know there's people out here that's hungry. Somebody else could have got these peppers and apples besides, you know what I'm saying, me just getting it and it going bad. So I always try to utilize my leftovers. Did y'all hear about the Chris Brown concert? Okay, so the Chris Brown concert apparently was in Cobb County. I don't know which place that was. Let me it was in Atlanta, but they said it was in Cobb County, which I think is like kind of close. I freeze them too. I got blueberries in there. I'm using them for my oatmeal. Yeah, my cousin has some blueberries in the freezer too. I'm gonna start doing that with my berries. Is freezing them. That's really, really smart. Okay, so you know the Breezy Bowl. I heard it went. It did great. Some people say that they were denied entry to Chris Brown concert in Atlanta after sections were deleted last minute. This is what I heard. I heard it was in Cobb County, and then the venue that they went to, they changed the stage last minute. So there were some people that paid $1,500 for a seat, and at the last minute they changed the stage, so their ticket was automatically canceled out because now it's where the stage was. So this dude was saying that he paid $1,500, and at the last minute he was denied entry. First of all, $1,500. I've never been one of those starstruck people who's like, I gotta see Beyonce before I die. I've never been like that. Some people are, though. Many people attending the Chris Brown concert in Atlanta's Trusted Park this past weekend are expressing their frustrations after they were left in long lines before and during the concert. Now, that is effed up. That if your ticket got canceled, they didn't tell you till you got to the door, that's foul. Okay, so videos from TikTok said they got an email saying their floor seats were non-existent just hours before the show began. Now that's kind of foul because what if you flew in from another state or something? He'll get his money back or sue. So they got an email saying that their floor seats were non-existent just before the show began. And these are the seats that are closest to the stage. Yeah, that's messed up. Now that I'm reading some of the details, because you gotta think, floor seats are the most expensive seats. And they were probably thinking, oh, I want to see Chris Brown. I'm going to pay all this money. And then right before, they got canceled out because they changed the stage. This is kind of foul. If they sue, well, you know, people love to sue these days. If they sue and win, I kind of get it because that's kind of foul. That's foul. Okay, so they got an email before the show began. Their floor seats were non-existent. Just before the show began, people in viral TikToks online said that a section of seats was completely removed from the seating map without their knowledge. Some of those people said they didn't even find out until they went to scan their ticket barcode and it popped up red and they were denied entry. Because you guys know what? Hey, cousin, Everybody don't check their email. Cousin, we made some smoked sausage and mozzarella quesadillas. We ate, and now we just sitting over here talking with the foodie gang. That's foul though, because everybody does not check their email. So Chris Brown did a concert out in Atlanta, changed the stage at the last minute. People's tickets got canceled out, and they have floor seats. I heard one dude paid $1,500. Yes, I am, cousin. I have been on vacation for a minute. We got about a month left this vacation. You know what? I honestly didn't even know I was going to go on vacation. I originally wanted to go to Hawaii in October. A lot of stuff happened back at home, and I said, I got to get up out of here ASAP. Uh, Yeah, but isn't that foul what happened at the Chris Brown concert? You don't find out that your ticket is closed or canceled until you go to scan your barcode? That is foul. But see, that's why you get tickets, you get the broke nigga tickets where you're in the stands. I know those people were happy because they were far away from the stage, so the stage being moved did not affect them, you know? But yeah, cousin, I've been on vacation for about like a month. I think I flew out of Alaska July 31st. We went to, we were flying to Alabama, got stuck in Chicago, went to Alabama for like, probably like 10 days. Uh, Came to Atlanta, we're at my cousin's house, but tomorrow we're gonna go to a different spot. And then we're gonna be in Atlanta to the 24th. And then shout out to the foodie gang. She's not here yet and I haven't seen her. But she bought us tickets to Las Vegas for my birthday. So that's what the plan is, to go to Las Vegas. And then we're going to spend like 7 days in Las Vegas. We got a really nice hotel. We're going to have fun with the foodie gang. And then we're going to go back to Alaska. By the time we get back to Alaska, it's going to be cold. Cold and dark. It's going to be sad, but that's okay. That's okay. We are definitely not going to be doing any more barbecues. Barbecue season will officially be over by October. By the time I get back to Alaska. But I was able to get one like good barbecue in before I left. But yeah, barbecue season is over. Okay, I'm gonna get up, go make some coffee, take my plate back to the kitchen. One thing I do, like I be washing dishes, y'all. And I don't mind washing dishes by hand. I actually prefer to wash them by hand. Okay, I'm gonna take that to the kitchen with me while I make my coffee. Let's see if I can put y'all right there what it's gonna look like. It's kind of dark in here. Clean up a little bit. Okay, I gotta grab a coffee cup real quick. I almost poured the creamer in the wrong cup. Okay, I got hazelnut creamer. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss no chats. I always like to taste my coffee before I leave the kitchen because it's like, if it's not right, I want to fix it. Got to refresh the water. Gotta have plenty of water. Here you go. All right. Let me slide this back actually. All right, just the camera. Ava, how you doing? Okay. Yes, but that was what is going on with all the hot topics. But yeah, you know, now that I'm reading a little bit more about the story with the stage and Chris Brown, and like really reading the backstory for myself, that was kind of foul what they did. You know, then people pay all their money for them tickets, and you're gonna change the floor plan at the last minute so that now they can't come to the concert. And at least instead of just canceling their tickets, why don't you at least put them somewhere in the show where they can still watch? You're just saying like you can't even come no more after I done paid $1,500. That was foul. Like they you didn't have nowhere else that they could even sit in the arena. They just couldn't come. So the people from Atlanta, like my cousins and stuff, they were saying that Chris Brown should have went to a different stadium that would have been bigger. Like he should have went to a, I forgot what they called it, but it's a different arena that's bigger, so that this wouldn't have had to happen. Is what they were saying, but they was like he was just being extra. And he released a statement on Instagram saying, I see y'all reviews about the difficulty at some venues with the parking, seating, and etc. Hope y'all understand this is my first stadium tour. So I don't know if the people in charge of that in the cities realize the capacity I would bring out. Some cities ran smooth. This is the first time I've ever been in these venues. Appreciate y'all concerns. Unfortunately, I'm not in charge of that. I'm kind of surprised it's his first stadium tour. I felt like I'm surprised to hear him say that. Yeah. Okay. So Chris Brown saying it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. But yeah, y'all, we just we cooked, we sitting here chilling. Now we just talking. I'm surprised to hear that it's Chris Brown's first stadium tour. I always thought he was like doing stadiums and stuff like that before. Okay, so this is a shout out to Girl Dad. He's a really great content creator who be cooking and doing his thing. He said, "Have a wonderful Wednesday, y'all. Stop sitting on skills and talents that could change your entire life. Get to work." I think that this is a great statement because let me see if I can share this. Oh, yeah, I think I can share it. Yeah, I'm gonna repost it. So true. There are so many people that I know who are very talented at certain stuff and they don't use those talents. You know, and it's just like, it could be because they don't like to do it or it makes them tired or something like that. But I feel the same way about me cooking. I did not like cooking when I was in the kitchen, so I ended up like kind of like falling out of love with it. I kind of I lost the passion for cooking because I didn't like doing it when I was working for somebody else and having to serve customers. But now that I have this cooking channel, my passion for cooking has come back, and now I love cooking again because I get to make. I have way more control. I get to make what I want to make when I want to make it. And if I don't want to work that day, or if I don't want to live stream or make any shorts or any content, I don't have to. Whereas when I was in the kitchen and I was like, it was my main source of income, you know, it was like my job. It, I had to cook to survive. Now I like this, whereas I just pull up when I want to, say my little spill, cook my little food. I design my own menu, write my own recipes, make my own thumbnails, do my own editing. I like cooking this way. I wouldn't want to go back and work in the kitchen for somebody else, but I'm always gonna do what needs to be done to survive. Like I'm gonna make sure that I'm good, but I like what I do in this capacity. That's that word right? But I don't like working for somebody else, cooking in the kitchen, being micromanaged and told what to do. And when I say working for somebody else, I'm talking about in the kitchen. Or when you have a boss who's micromanaging you, but you have to do what you have to do to make it or to survive. Sometimes you have to work for somebody else, and then in the behind the scenes, you're planning your own business. Like you gotta be reasonable with it, you know. Like I have worked for other people, even now working for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. But I like cooking in this way where it's a cooking channel. I get to make what I want to make. I get to cook when I feel like cooking. Nobody's gonna have to tell me to do it. I don't have anybody over my shoulder asking me what I'm doing and all that. So I like cooking this way. But sometimes you don't. I feel like he's right though. Sometimes we have a talent in this world that we don't use that could change our lives. I know plenty of people like this. Y'all, the world is on fire. But we're gonna be right here cooking our food, and we got some exciting stuff coming up. Uh, I'm going to make for the 6K celebration. We got to 6,000 subscribers. We hit that milestone. I think a couple of days after, or before I got to Atlanta, and I have been talking about this celebration forever. We did do one on StreamYard, but we have not done a food or a meal. I normally like to cook a meal to celebrate. What we're gonna do is a Western burger with some bacon, onion rings, barbecue sauce, beef patty, and then I think I want to use cheddar cheese. And then I want to make some fries, and I want to get some ranch seasoning. I got a whole plan, y'all. But I think I'm gonna get up out of here, clean up the kitchen, and all that good stuff. And I will do my best to get the recipe to you guys as soon as possible for what we did cook today because it was delicious. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. Shout out to the moderators and the members. Thank you guys so much. I try to get one more live stream in today. Uh, Maybe we'll do cooking, maybe we won't. We shall see. We shall see. But Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. And you know what I always say towards the end. Foodie gang gang gang. Foodie gang gang gang. See y'all next one.